Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Terrible TikTok Teaching, where we debunk some of the bad teaching going around on TikTok. And today's session is going to focus on Macbeth. So something that students have been saying a lot at the moment is that Macbeth's guilt leads to his downfall. And as soon as I read this in some essays, I was like, absolutely not, this is not something that I've taught you. So it's clearly doing the rounds at the moment. Macbeth is obviously a guilty character at the start of the play. There's no denying that. Act 1, scene 7, Act 2, scene 1, he's debating killing Duncan. He gives multiple reasons why he should or shouldn't, particularly why he shouldn't. He hallucinates the dagger that he sees before him, which is a clear symbol of his guilt and his paranoia. Act 2, scene 2, after he's committed the regicide, again, it's so evident that he feels huge amounts of guilt. The symbol of the blood is a massive symbol and motif for guilt that continues throughout the play, moving from Macbeth onto Lady Macbeth. And we can see that obviously all of that religious imagery of him washing his hands, being cleansed, for all great Neptune's ocean, wash this blood clean from my hands. We know that he feels hugely guilty for what he's done. If you wanted to be even more specific, you could say that he's only really feeling guilty because he's worried about the consequences. We can link that back to Act 1, scene 7 and Act 2, scene 1, where he's debating killing Duncan, particularly Act 1, scene 7, where he lists his reasons, one of which is that by doing it, they would teach bloody instruction. So Macbeth's guilt is actually really closely linked to a fear of consequences, a fear of what might come back on him. However, as his ambition grows, his guilt diminishes to such an extent that I would argue by Act 3, scene 4, when he sees Banquo's ghost, it's not guilt he feels, it's fear. It's again paranoia, it's worry that everyone will kind of work out what's going on. But I would say he doesn't feel guilty for what he's done. He doesn't feel guilty for the 20 trench gashes in Banquo's crown. And for me, the key quotation that really shows that he shuts off his guilt, he makes an active choice, is this one here. I'm in blood, stepped in so far, that should I wade no more, returning was tedious as going o'er. So that's Act 3, scene 4 to Lady Macbeth, just before he decides to go back to the witches, or just after he's decided to go back to the witches. Quite often students forget this quotation because it's quite a long one. It's a little bit difficult to remember. So I would shorten it down to, I'm in blood, stepped in so far. And this is basically Macbeth saying, whatever, I've already done all these bad things, I may as well keep going. He shuts off his guilt, he turns off that very human emotion and mechanism, and it turns him into that vessel of ambition and evil. So that's quite a high level concept, obviously. But ultimately, Macbeth's guilt does not lead to his downfall. Lady Macbeth's guilt leads to her downfall, but Macbeth shuts his off, and it's his ambition and his violence that leads to his downfall. As always, I'm very happy to debate this if you want to come and track me down in my classroom. But please remember that when it comes to TikTok, we need to remember not everything on there is correct. If you found this helpful, guys, as always, please do like and subscribe to our Cedars YouTube channel. And if you come across any more bad TikTok teaching, drop me an email, let me know so I can debunk it. Thanks all. Bye.